Welcome to the call, guys. This is Damon Nelson. I'm your host on Geek Out Fridays, and it is May 19th, 2023. And today is all about mastering the art of David Ogilvy's powerful headlines in ZimWriter. And I say ZimWriter, you can use any AI tool, but it seems like ZimWriter does a pretty decent job. So we're going to be using that and Chat GPT. Like I said earlier, I'm running solo, so I'm hold the questions till the end, and I think we can get a lot of them answered throughout the call. So the way that we do Geek Out Fridays, if you've never been on a call, is the first part is kind of the strategy level. So we're going to be talking strategy, kind of the 30,000 foot level, and then I'll show you on screen how to do this exact technique that I've found that I really like using. Okay. So let's get started. Who is David Ogilvy? Well, if you've never heard of this guy, there was a TV series called Mad Men, and it's created basically off of David Ogilvy. Don Draper plays him. It's kind of a fictionalized TV drama about the age of advertising in Madison Avenue in New York City. So David is considered the father of advertising, and he's renowned for his persuasive and effective headline strategies and the art of the advertorial. So we'll be talking about this as we go. Now, I've mixed in some little memes and quotes from here and a little copy of what his advertising is. So this one, if it doesn't sell, it isn't creative. So think about it that way. Why are we doing this? We're marketers. We're doing it to sell, okay? So whether you're writing a blog or whatever you're doing, you want it to sell. You want to be creative, okay? And this is one of his ads about Dove, okay? So why should we focus on headlines? Well, this is straight from David Ogilvy. 5 times more people read the headline than the body copy. I would adjust that to today's genre and today's lifestyle. And I would say that it's probably a lot higher than 5 times more people read the headline before they decide to invest their time to read your copy. So no matter what AI writer, what human writer you're using to write your blog, if you don't have a good headline, they're not going to come off Google to read your blog. So think about it that way. You could put a lot of time and effort doing all the AI tools and rewriting and everything. If you don't have a good headline, you'll never get anybody to the site. So except for maybe Google bots. So keep that in mind. We want to use headlines to convert them into clicks over to your blogs. That's the whole purpose of today's call. So how do you use it with ZimWriter? Well, I'm going to get into the actual demo in just a few minutes, but you're going to use these headliners there's a section in ZimWriter called Bulk Blog Writer. You want to use this to create attention-grabbing titles for each blog post that it creates, and it will increase your click-through rates on search engine result pages, okay? That's the whole reason that you want to have a really good copy is to get them off of Google into your blog, okay? Another quote, the more informative your advertising, the more persuasive it will be. And I'm kind of dating myself, but I actually remember seeing this ad here, and they converted this print ad into an actual TV commercial. In fact, this led to the Grey Poupon commercial, if you remember back then. So at 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise on this new Rolls Royce comes from the electric clock. I think that's pretty funny, but this is what in the 50s and 60s, they were writing advertorials. So it was really hard to tell whether it was an ad or whether it was a journalist had written the copy for it. Great ideas, and this has turned into what you can do with blog posts is they don't have to just be informative, but they can be a persuasive sales tool for you. Okay, so keep that in mind. So here's the basics of the headline principles behind David Ogilvy's magic headlines, okay? You want to try to do all this in a headline. You want to promise a benefit. So the headline should offer a tangible benefit that the reader will gain from reading the article, okay? So it's a transition from the title to the article, but you want to give them a reason to read it, okay? You want to have a unique selling proposition. What makes this blog post different from any others? So it should be very clear in your headline. You want to arouse curiosity. You want to make it fun. You want to pique their interest, especially if they're in the Google SERPs, okay? You want to be very specific if you can. Specificity builds credibility. Just keep that one phrase in mind, okay? Include numbers, statistics, or concrete facts in your headline where possible, okay? And sometimes it's not going to be possible, but you want to try to incorporate that if you can. Okay. David wasn't just an advertiser. He wrote humor into his headlines and into his copy, okay? The best ideas come as jokes. Make your thinking as funny as possible. So I'm going to give you some examples of what I have created using ChatGPT and some of these concepts, okay? I'm doing a website on beekeeping. I found a great name on NameSnagger. It's called Beekeeping Beginners or something like that. So I'm going to build a site that has 80 to 100 ZimWriter blog posts. How long did it take me? It took me, using this workflow, it took me about 10 minutes to set up ZimWriter to create 80 blog posts. It took ZimWriter a full day to do that. So I don't mind ZimWriter. It works in the background and we're all good to go. But it only took me 10 minutes is the way I figured it. Okay, now we've got other tools that we bulk upload into WordPress, adding images and videos. I'll talk about those later at the end of the call if you're interested. But these are some great headlines. So just kind of read through a couple of these. Buzz your way to health. Discover the sweet benefits of beekeeping. Be calm and carry on. Enhance beekeeping for relaxing and rewarding hobby. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but bees chasing me or on my head or neck or anywhere around me, that doesn't cause me to relax. But for some reason, people do this as a relaxing hobby. Here's some suit up for safety, your essential guide to beekeeping protective gear. Now, the beauty about these headlines is, this is about beekeeping because you're on a beekeeping site. It's about suit up for safety. You have kind of an idea. It's about what you're going to wear. Your essential guide. This is the unique selling proposition. It is a guide to beekeeping protective gear. It's not about honey. It's not about the hive or anything else. It is specifically about protective gear, okay? So a good advertisement is one in which sells the product without drawing attention to itself. So keep that in mind. Those titles, they're really good, but it's not the full story. The full story is what you're going to present back with ZimWriter or your own blog post or however you're doing this. Okay, here's another. I've got found a name on NameSnagger. I found one called fastinginformation.com. Can't believe it. So for $9 on Namecheap, I grabbed it. So I am going to push a lot of content over to it. Right now, it's kind of in the phase of being built, but I've got 80 articles standing by, ready to go, okay? And just to kind of read through this, break your fast the right way, expert tips for a healthy transition, unlocking the power of intermittent fasting, and exercise, achieve your fitness goals. So very specific about what you're going to learn when you read the blog, okay? So any of these, if you're interested in fasting, you're on Google SERPs, these will get attention. These will get the clicks into your blog. Patrick has NameSnagger. No, it's NameSnagger, like snagging. Gene Pimentel's product, just look it up, search on Google. Okay. So I didn't know this word, but intermittent fasting is a synonym is time restricted eating. This is what ChatGPT brought up from the keywords that I gave it. Okay. So very interesting content. And think about it this way. When you're writing copy, don't write it just assuming everybody's going to read it. The consumer that you're writing to is not a moron. In fact, David said, she is your wife. Made a nice little picture here. You're actually serving her what she wants and what she needs. So always keep that in mind. Okay, here's another example. I've got I think it's virtual office tips. I got a really good domain about virtual offices. And again, I used Name Snagger, grabbed it, and now I'm going to put, I think I've got 100 articles written that David Ogilvy wrote the titles. I sent them to ZimWriter. ZimWriter spent almost a full day doing it and gave me back some really great blog content. I'm sending it through my bulk uploading tool, and I'll have that up probably by tomorrow. So again, you can, if you get these written, you have to have a tool to put them up into your WordPress, or you got to do it manually. So, there's several tools out there, and we'll talk about it later. Okay. So, and this is one of the ones I really love, is the best idea is the simplest. You don't see them smoking a cigarette anywhere in here, but it is, a rugged Western. In fact, this could be almost the Yellowstone or something like that. But they did a lot of commercials where they didn't show the product. And this was just kind of an idea that David Ogilvy ran with when he was doing a lot of cigarette commercials. It is a very simple idea. It puts an image frame of mind, and then your mind is supposing what is Marlboro Lights. Of course, this was back in the day when they were advertising cigarettes. You don't see those anymore. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you the 3-step method for doing this, writing with ChatGPT. And I didn't just leave you out in the field having you write things yourself. I'm going to make it very easy. I went into AIPRM and I made you some prompts to do this. Okay. This is exactly what I did to create almost 300 articles over the last few days. Okay. To go into these 3 websites. Is you want to start off with a keyword list. You want to start off with a topic such as beekeeping. Then you want to develop out that list, and you want to put sub keywords that are relevant to the main keyword, but not synonymous with the main keyword. And I'll show you what I'm talking about as we go through this. Okay. So you start with this one prompt. And there's the link to the prompt at the end of the show. I'll give you my show notes, and it will have all the links for these prompts. AIPRM, I believe it's still free to use the public version. I have the paid version because I wanted to save the prompts as well that I use. And there's a lot more variety when you go to the paid version. I think it's $20 a month or something like that for AIPRM. But you can use it as a free version inside of ChatGPT. Okay. So I build my keyword list, number 1. Step 2, I go and build my headlines. I take the keyword list I just created and I put it into this prompt. Okay. And it will create 20 captivating headlines. Okay. Now, assuming everybody has ZimWriter, but I know there's a few people probably don't have ZimWriter, and that's okay. I made you a prompt that will build you a perfect blog that is SEO optimized. It is unique, it is engaging, and it is ready to put into your WordPress site. Again, you take one of the headlines you got and you just pop it in here and hit go. And it will make you a really nice 1,500 to 2,000 word blog post with H1, H2, and H3 and some bulleted list in there. Really, really nice, easy to use, okay? But it's one at a time. So let's take it one step further. But got another quote here. Never stop testing, and your advertising will never stop improving. Really, really great. Ogilvy and Myers, I guess, their ad agency is the one that did the original Volkswagen commercials and the Volkswagen print ads. So this was in Life magazine. This is one of their ads for Volkswagen. Hope y'all enjoy these quotes. I'm a big fan of the Mad Men era, and I kind of love what they talk about. They take these very difficult strategies and condense them down to one sentence that makes sense. So what we're going to do in the demo today is I'm going to show you how to use the bulk blog writer. Now, I'm sure, in fact, I'm just kind of looking through here, we may even have Matt Zimmerman on the call here. I've got so many people on the call right now. But there are many different ways to use the blog writer and the one-click blog writer, the SEO blog writer. But here's my steps in using this one button here. Click the button, copy and paste the headlines into the blog, toggle your settings, and then start the blog writer and confirm. Then go about your day, get some coffee, go do whatever else you want, and ZimWriter will do all the work and report back when it's done. Okay. So just as an example, I've got two versions of ZimWriter. I got one running on a remote server, and then I've got one running on my PC. So the one on the remote server, I'll just bring it up so you can see the final version. Okay. So it's going to give you, I ran the bulk blog writer, and once it's done, it's going to give you a little alert. I finished writing. I was successfully able to write 20 of your blog posts. You can find them here. And I'll say, okay. Go over here to my ZimWriter folder, output. And this was about senior exercises. So I've got a site called Online Exercise Programs, and I wanted to put some new content in there. So I've got 20 articles about senior exercises. So here's some of the results of ZimWriter. Let's do reshaping fitness after 60. So you can see there's the main model. I use 3.5. It's definitely cheaper. Okay, it cost me almost a nickel to get a 3,000 word article. If I used 4.0, it would cost me anywhere from 50 cents to 75 cents to get this many words. Okay, so I'm using 3.5 turbo, OpenAI status. That's good to know. Here's my settings. I use short, second person, literary devices, so you can kind of re-see what I had in there. Okay, and mid-journey, here's the sample image prompt. Okay, meta description. And so here's the title, Reshaping Fitness After 60. Okay. And then here's the content. Kind of short articles with lists, with numbered lists in there, some headings. And this is markdown language. So you would have to convert it before you put it over to WordPress or use a block import tool. Okay. So that's just kind of what it's going to do. It's going to create all these. So the last one was 5:19, looks like early in the morning. And it looks like I started probably right around here. Yeah. So 5:18. So yesterday at 7:30 at night to this morning. So about 5 hours. And it created 20 articles for me. Okay. Very, very nice. These are all great content pieces to have into your blog. And now I want to show you how I did it. Okay, I'm going to start off here in ChatGPT. Now, I have the AI PRM in here. And when you do, this is what you're going to see. Basically, you'll see public, you'll see all this. And I've got the links I can give you, but you'll want to save them into your favorites. Okay. Now, these are ones that I've written. So we're going to do the magic keywords first. And give me a topic. Put a topic in there, and I will make you 20 headlines, and I'll give it to you at the end of the call if I choose your topic. Okay, first guy up was Greg. So I'm going to use his topic. And we're going to try some. I think I can get enough with this one word. So his one word, I'm going to do the magic keyword creator, is barbecue. And I'm going to add the word tips. Okay. Texas barbecue smoking tips. That's what Texas is known for. Okay. That's a pretty good topic, very specific with where we're going with this. So you can see as we're coming up with this, we got smoking tips, recipes, smoking techniques, the wood types. This is really important in your smoking sauces, a smoker grill setup. Now, the way this prompt is written, it's designed so it's not going to be everything about this one keyword. What it does is it expands on the keyword and then gives you some sub keywords. So let's take a look at the wood types. We have hickory, mesquite, oak wood, fruit wood, best wood for Texas barbecue. Okay, that's great. They're subcategories basically of what this one keyword would be. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to copy them. That's step one. Make it, copy it, go back to new chat. I'm going to put it back on for, this is a paid version of ChatGPT. Go here for my headlines. And I'm going to just paste everything I just put in there. Okay. Now I'm going to hit go. Ooh, that's not good. Let's try that again. There we go. Guys, these are good. The Lone Star Secret, Mastering the Art of Texas Style Barbecue. I would click on it because I like the title so much. I don't care what the blog's about. You're going to get my click. Smoke and Mirrors, Unraveling the Barbecue Smoking Tricks with the Texas Twist. Guys, I don't know how much better the title than you can get with this. Okay, now I'm going to compare this. I saw something from Peter Hathley, and it's good. He showed me Hypewriter using the voice of David Ogilvy. Okay, very good. It's not this good. This is using 4.0 with the secret sauce I put inside of the prompt that I gave you. Okay, these are great. Now I get down to the bottom and I'm like, okay, well, what if I want more? What if I want to go to like, let's just hit continue. What if I want 80 articles? Well, I just keep hitting continue to get more articles brought up. Mastery in every bite, the secret pit master recipes you must know. Yeah, Greg, I'll put this in Facebook Messenger to you. These are really, really good, guys. Flip, turn, and sizzle. Why grizzling spatulas and tongs are your new best friend. Whoa. Okay, so here's what I do. Here's the next thing I do. I'm going to copy that. Now, before I do that, I'm going to show you what happens if you go back to new chat. I'm going to, one at a time, I'm going to give you one right here. This is a great way to write a blog post. So I'm going to put in my title right there. So if you want to do one at a time, this is a way to do it right here. Don asked a question, is there a way to do a search in AI PRM for Damon Nelson? It's, once I get, I want to say it's over a certain number of likes or thumbs ups, then you become publicly searchable. And at the end of this call, I'm going to ask y'all, everyone on the call, to please do a thumbs up when you use this, okay? Because I do want to get these prompts out to the public. Okay, so here's the article. Flip, turn, and sizzle. Why grilling spatulas and tongs are your new best friends in barbecue. Guys, I don't know what better title I could even write. It would take me years to figure this one out. The art of barbecue, an overview. Why barbecue tools matter, okay? Importance of grilling spatulas. Now, what I would be doing right here is I would be dropping a link, an Amazon link right in here. Benefits of barbecue tongs. I would go up here to Amazon, and so Amazon, let's go in here and I'll do Prime Video, but all departments. best barbecue grilling. Okay. I find the best one. I jump past sponsored. Here's Blackstone. That looks pretty good. Okay. I've got my Amazon Stripe up here. This is how I get my links real quick. I'd grab that text or that image link and I would put it into WordPress when I'm building this page. Okay. So that's how you can get the link right there. The text link, you can do an image link if you wanted to, do a large image, and then take that embed code and you can put it into your WordPress directly in as HTML. Okay. You can even do text plus image. Really, really nice. So keep this in mind. If you get your site striped, if you're an Amazon associate, otherwise, go to eBay, go to Etsy, go to Shopify, find an affiliate link that you can promote the tool. What else? We would do choosing the right barbecue tools. Stainless steel versus wooden. I didn't know there was a difference in. I always tend to buy the cheapest on Amazon. Shape and size, the anatomy of the perfect barbecue. Okay. Now it's wanting me to continue writing, so I just keep on writing. Okay. Here's the top 5. So it's giving me room to put the list right in there. Okay. So this is, it's not a finished publication, but it is a final draft that can get you to the point where you start dropping your affiliate links in there. Okay. So how do you get answers to these? Well, ask chat for the answers. So I would say some answers. Give me great answers to these questions. So when you're in chat, you're already ready to go. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip too. This is becoming more prevalent than anything. Is Google is wanting expert. They want you to be an expert on the topic. Okay. Engaging. I think it's engaging, authoritative, and trustworthiness is what fills out the rest of it. Okay. So that's how I got my answers. How I get my list right here is I go build it. And I build it from my Amazon affiliate link. So this is a money page for me right here. It's not very long, but it is a money page. Okay. Now let's take it one step further. What this whole call is about is how do you use what we just did with these headlines? How do you take these headlines and make it work? So I'm going to let's do this. I'm going to put this on the side over here. I'm going to close out actually, I'll put it inside of here. This is my remote server. So I'm going to do bulk blog writer, and I'm going to get rid of everything I did yesterday. And I need to put some new stuff in there. So I'm going to come back over here. Oops. Come up here. Back to this. And I am going to copy this section. Okay. Come over and I'm going to paste it in. Okay. That's the last part of it. So there's probably about 15 or 16 articles. Okay. Now we're in the bulk blog writer and number of H2s from 1 to 15. I usually do 5 to 6 in there. Sections, do you want short, medium, or tiny? This is really how I've got it set up. Short, second person, enable literary devices, enable list. This is up to you. Enable tables. I don't know if I need a table necessarily inside of this barbecue. Okay. It's up to you whether you definitely enable the facts, enable a tease. And the tease is the transition paragraph from one H2 section to another. Enable H3s. Yes, you want to be able to further refine what the main topics are. Okay. Audience personality. I use between caregiver, everyman, explorer, innocent. if somebody's looking for information, they're seeking out information about barbecue grilling, I'm going to use the word explore. Okay. Now you could put in a grill master here that does a lot of blogs, is very generous in their writing. Okay. You want to go in here and use auto style. This will help you select it automatically, so you don't even have to know the name. A very nice feature that Matt added right there. Okay. Automatic keywords, cool. Boost chance of detection is real. You know, I'm not concerned about whether it's detectable as AI. I just want it more readable. So this is what I've noticed is this makes it a little bit more readable, and it varies your sentences just a little bit. Okay. So you're not using the same words over and over throughout. Okay. Disable skinny paragraphs. Guys, with the low attention span that we have nowadays, I kind of like the skinny paragraphs. It helps in readability, but some people want, you know, the old, what we were taught in grammar school was, you know, a paragraph has an opening sentence, a closing sentence, and a couple sentences in between. For marketing purposes, I want them skinny. So I'm not going to turn it off. Okay. I'm not going to make full size paragraphs. I'm going to let the chat GPT do its stuff. Okay. Disable active voice. I never do that. Enable progress indicator. Yeah. I want to see where it's at. I skip that. I do best of 2 for 3.5. This is the cost difference. I can do this entire run on 3.5 at about less than a nickel a piece. I've got 15 of them in here, so that's going to cost me 75 cents. If I turn it on to 4, it's going to be a better quality article, but you turn that off because you don't want to do it twice, but it's going to cost between 50 to 75 cents a piece. Okay. If you do this, it could get it up to over $1 at times, okay, with GPT-4. If you use 3.5, you might spend a nickel, okay, with that turned on, or you might get up to 7 cents. So if you're watching your budget and this is just an auto blog you're building, use this. If this is a personal blog and you don't want to really spend that much time, you want a quality article, turn this off, put this on 4, and just be prepared. You're going to spend a little bit more money each month doing it that way. Okay. I think I kind of covered that well. Okay. Now, once you're done, you're going to start the bulk blog writer, and you just click on that button. It wants you to confirm. Are those good? And we got 16 of them in there. Okay. And okay. And it is cranking. Greg said Aaron Franklin, and that would be a good writer. Yes. But I let ZimWriter figure it out. And Don asked a good question. Should we remove the listing numbers when pasting the title in the list? Don, yesterday I said yes. Today I say no, don't even worry about it. I did a lot of testing with those numbers in place, the quotes in place. It didn't affect the writing at all. It's smart enough to know this is a numbered list. And if you saw, I even put numbers in there that didn't start with 1. So it will do a really good job. About 6 to 8 minutes a piece. So we're not going to sit here and watch this. You saw at the end, it's going to give you a little, hey, I did 16 articles for you. Good job type deal. But that's probably going to come up in about 3 hours. So I got this thing working. It's working on a remote server. This is one of my licenses. So that's how I do it. That's how I do the bulk writer. I let it run. I just basically come over here and I get out of that. I'll come back over here. Okay. And let's say that now what it's doing, it's reading all these keywords and it's making different things from it. Okay. So I'm going to come down here and I'll just hit continue. And it will keep on writing. So how many articles do you want? So you would copy each of these sections and put them in that bulk blog writer before you hit the start button. And is there a limit? I think he has a limit of 1,000 titles. I haven't tested that number. I'm usually doing between 80 to 120 titles when I do this. Now, I'll tell you something. This gets me a lot better quality than Article Forge. So I use it. However, it is a lot slower than Article Forge. Article Forge takes about 3 minutes a piece, but it doesn't, Article Forge won't exactly use the titles, even if I give them the titles. Sometimes it wants to rewrite the titles for me. Okay, so I'm up to 71. You can tell how this goes. So very, very easy to do. I don't know. I hope I made it really so self-explanatory. In here, I'm giving you the tools of the trade. If you got AI PRM, click it over to find my links, and I'm giving you the links. At the end of the call, you'll get the links that I gave you. In fact, let's just do this. I'll pop over to Notion. So I'm going to give you the show notes here, and there's the kind of the outline. Understand his principles. You want to know the principle behind the headline and why you need the headline. The headline gets you the click. That's the end of the story. It's done its job if you can get the click from it, okay? Then you got to have something in your blog post. So, define your blog post topics, generate headlines using this Ogilvy's principle, input into ZimWriter, same steps, review and edit, bulk generate, go have coffee. Go do the rest of your day there, okay? Post and monitor performance. So occasionally I'll check back, make sure it's working. We've got something coming out next week, and it's not next week. It's probably Memorial Day. We'll probably have the beta launch. And it may not be for everybody, but the biggest problem I've had with ZimWriter is I got 100 articles sitting on my computer, and sometimes even more than that. And they've got to get into WordPress. But it's not, I don't want to just move them straight into WordPress. I may want to edit a few of them, but I definitely want some featured images. I may even want to put some images throughout the content, and I want to put a video down below. And I may even want to check the grammar. So it's not that simple of just getting a plugin. So we have built a tool called AI Masher, and it's going to do all that for you. So for me to take those 80 articles of beekeeping and put them into a site, do all this, we can do it in about 5 minutes. So I'll let y'all know later. We don't have all the details yet on the beta launch. We're going to go public in July with it. And in July, it will actually be a tool that you could put a keyword in, and it's basically going to be using the prompts that I've shown you in chat. And we're going to be using those prompts to fully build out articles. So instead of using ChatGPT-4, they'll be built in, they'll use your OpenAI. And that's kind of why I've been experimenting with different prompts, is I want to get it right so that you can drop in barbecue. You can drop in anything in there that you want that single topic keyword to be built into 80 to 120 blog posts with images, videos, and everything. And you want to replace Article Forge, we're going to do it for you. So very, very excited about it. But the first thing is I love ZimWriter. I absolutely love this blog writer. So we want to make it easy. So the beta version is going to have the bulk blog writer built into it. It's going to have the bulk importer with features, images, and then kick it out to your WordPress site. So it's going to be really, really nice. Can't wait to show it to you. But this is not about that. So I'm going to take this link. I'm going to share it. I'm going to copy the web link, and I'm going to put it in the chat and send it to everyone. Okay. Now what you'll get is you'll get this page here, and all the prompts have your Chat GPT open, okay? Because when you click on the prompt, it's going to do this. It's going to take you to AI PRM. It's going to ask you to install the extension. If you've already got it installed, try this prompt on Chat GPT. Magic Keyword Creator with sub keywords, switch it to GPT-4, and let's see if anybody gave me another. Okay. Somebody said bush. Somebody knows what my topics are too, bushcraft tools. So I'm going to create the keywords. We're going to do this one more time so you're comfortable with this. So I'm building the keywords right now with the subtopics off of that main keyword. These are really good. Shelter, cooking, survival kits, axes, knives, tools. So it's a wide range of topics around that main keyword topic. Okay, now it's written it in there. So come up here, copy. So what would be my next step is I'll go back over to the Notion doc, just pretend like I don't have it. I'm going to make my David Ogilvy headline. Try this prompt. Okay, and just remember to like me. Please like me. This is one of the reasons I'm doing this, so I can get some thumbs up there, guys, and favorite me, okay? Now I'm going to put the main keywords in there, but before I do that, I want to switch over to GPT-4. I get better quality with that, and I'm going to hit go. Ooh, these are good. Oh, these are really good, guys. Now, there's a lot about knives here. So definitely I want to, okay, now we start talking about axes and survival guides, DIYs, sheltering. Very, very good. So Mike, yeah, you got this. Bushcraft headlines. Let's say, okay, there's 20 articles right there I can create with ZimWriter, and here's another 15 to 20 I can create. So I hope everybody understands I just saved y'all a lot of time with some really good David Ogilvy headlines and how to use ZimWriter with it. So any questions? Are your other prompts public in AI PRM? They should be. If you can't see them, if you may not have the AI PRM prompt set up, once you set it up, you're going to have to close out ChatGPT and reopen it. So yeah, there's 40 really good ones that I can use for bushcraft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that first 20, and I'm going to use my other version of ZimWriter, which is on my PC, bulk blog. So you can see what I'm doing. Okay, voice. I want second person. I want to be very casual with it. I'll do list, facts, enable, teaser, enable. Now, this gives you a prompt for each H2. It's kind of clever, but I guess that's a lot of work. If you got 6 H2s, that's 6 mid journeys you have to create. I'm just going to do a media pack, especially if I'm doing it automatically that I've already got in there. Okay, explore, auto, automatic keywords, disable, enable, and I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use 3.5 and start bulk blog writer. Okay, now it's giving me, and this is everything that y'all will have to do. I confirm I want you to proceed. Then it gives me another alert. Okay, I'm ready to go. Okay, now it's working, so I'm going to be able to just close that out. Now you can't keep on adding to it as it's making the blog. It only does one patch at a time. Okay, so that's one thing you need to keep in mind is if you're going to do 40, put them all in at the same time. Okay, so we've done this. We saw it live. Okay, so I've been answering questions along the way. Let's see. I want more geek outs. If you're new to Geek Out Friday, you want to see more of them, go to our RSS Masher and YouTube channel, or if you need to sign up, you can sign up here. We've got 2 places you could see them. Is the YouTube channel is RSS Masher, and there's a playlist called Geek Out Fridays. The second way is is once you sign up here, you're going to actually be you're going to be in a membership that has our show notes in there with it and all the recordings. So I try to put, I don't put every single Geek Out Friday on public YouTube, but they're all in here, okay? All the way back to season 1. We also have a Geek Out Fridays Facebook group. And we pretty much own if you just type in up here and you just type in Geek Out Fridays, we pretty much own this keyword, Geek Out Fridays. .com, but I'll do that. And you'll just start seeing here's the playlist right here. Okay, so that's how you find it. We've spent a little bit of time on that keyword. I think we own that page of Google. Okay, and one last thing, I'm going to give you a bonus. Everybody done really good on questions. If you want to learn more about copywriting secrets from David Ogilvy, this is a direct mail publishing company, and they've basically taken this. It came out in 1972, How to Create Advertising That Sells. It is an excellent article, long form sales advertorial to get people into his business, but he gives away the entire system of how he creates ads, how he creates advertorials. So click that link, just something something more to read today, but it is a very good article. Okay. Show notes. If you need the show notes again, I gave you the long link, but this is the short link here, bigpenguin.link, GOF 05-1923. Okay. Greg asked about server for ZimWriter. I think we're using an Amazon Lightsail server. It's, I think, $10 a month. It's the basic, but it runs ZimWriter locally. It will do Google search, and it does our SaaS tools on it. So Lightsail, and they're real easy to set up. The links to the other go into the Notion doc. I did finish within an hour, so that was one of my goals here. Awesome content. Thanks. Great session. Perfect. Just remember, main topic, keyword, headlines into ZimWriter. If you can do that, you've got 80 to 100 blog posts within the next 24 hours that you can put into your WordPress. So that's all I got today, and I will see you in 2 weeks.